have arrived.
Alright, now y'all hear me, y'all. Welcome y'all all to 6 out of for 30th race here. Basically, it's very first season. Biggest shakeup by far on this and Chase. We don't with the but this point has been changed. So of course, let's get this sorted out. So back on the first board, buddy, in 77 points, 5 points down. Would be closer, uh, uh, tied, but dude, reckless at his start out second. Three of the NASCAR track, Verdelin, France. Two of the three. First one and second one was second one. Like okay, let that slide because that was a payback by Brittany. F off, and then third one was just okay. That's just the bottom line. Yeah, and layoff on the second one. You can't get a layoff again. George got the same thing. Oh, he did the same thing. Oh, Mill did. So there was basically two penalties. One Burns unfortunately had went to the one spot, so now he's in a bit of a jeopardy spot. Kind of not that mistake again. Uh, and to update on the Verdeling penalty, I believe Isaac and Pete in number 3. Be discussing that more tomorrow. On third place is me in 159. We're 3 down meter, all by a fourth place that is slowly getting back up again, and that is Elton John Jackson. 147 points, 35 down a leader, and that is, I believe, mathematically top 5 mathematically right now. One race in, Master 140 down. The whole top 5, top 4 mainly, are in the race. 4 and 6 is 46. That's basically one race behind, but that is basically but how he's been averaging now, it's possible. So half a race. And seventh tied with oh we go. Tied with 63. 9. And you got 8th place tied for Pete for Viper, and 7 is my place too. Joshua 75 down. Are behind 8, 7th, and 7th. Let's see. Place goes to Rios. 8 points down, how ironic. And lastly, but not least, said before, I think, is basically in dead last. It is about 75 points, 107 down. Kind of do the math. I know I do look better than his half man. Do the math on that. He's basically 2 races down, and we're about this race, and he's for a beach night. Doesn't make 3 races down. He's done. Slim to none. You're done. Uh, said this is, I believe, Bobby's last race. The majority and dude, I already tested. I believe I probably tested one last time, but this is probably the last Bobby part-time 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 driver on your fire. See how he performs. See if that 3 car can perform well in the top 5 spot, if not higher. See. Off on that. So let's see what we here. I would say I'm feeling 220 today, so I don't think I'm gonna do as I want to do. But we'll just find out and see if I want to uh do so. But we're gonna do 220 today. I'm pretty tired. I want to get a race going. If it was probably maybe a little closer to like 1.3, then I would honestly go down to like a 200 mark, because that'll be like more to the 150 mark of our laps. But we are doing a more of a short track mile here, trackish, so it will be in that underway shortly. So, in Shay's perspective, he will be editing the points right now as it stands on the overall ones. Points should be ready for tomorrow, of course, for our GoldenRush for tomorrow. Yeah, I did a little oopsie, but at least I did set it up, so I don't have to worry about it. Of course, we'll be going to qualifying, and then afterwards we'll be going straight to the race. Alrighty. This should be good. Thomas Drobe, he's definitely looking for a redemption after unfortunate events that happened to him. He is eager to have a win at some point, but the chances are getting lower and lower as it stands. We are at basically 5 left of any chance of who wants a win of a new driver. We had at least our last new driver of Sears Pierce, led the most laps, had a very good car, and basically hang on there in the nick of time. And there's Pierce again. But Victor will take first lap, followed by Sherry Pierce. Will charge me, Zeno, Donnie, Drope, Bobby. And the rest of the pack here for the first lap. Second lap underway. And Victor looks like he will take away the bonus points for the pole, so no contenders will take bonus points there. Surprisingly enough. Runner-up will go to Shade just by a slight tad off on the temps. At least a 15th, 14th, 10th. Down, just shy over Victor. King Will, Seals Pierce, Surcharge, Road Dahi, Eames, Zeno, Thomas Drope, me, your host, Scotty Leo, and Simpson Bobby. Bobby himself on his last ride here on the first season part time is your top 5, top 10s. Your top 15 and 20 is Dale Irwin, followed by Mr. Ali Cherry Bomb, Roxas Tor, SOT Productions, Elton John Jackson, Ryan Little, Dragon Viper, Tim Mikasho, and Jeff Gordon Ramsay Masterize himself. Round up the top 15 and 20 area. Venk starts in 23rd. That is actually a decent spot, but does need to make a lot of ground. In the last is missing the driver. Howdy Dashy. Hello, I'm gonna. Alright, that's better. I think it might be Danny, I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's Danny. I forgot he was eliminated from the Vertiling. Oh, 24. Right. I was wondering what the hell well, I was missing. Alright. 2-lap shootout. Retake number 2 underway. First up goes to Shane, followed by Victor, Charles, Meet E, Tiffy, SOTE, Viper, Zeno, and Lo-Fi. And there's all 40 for all 43 drivers. Now underway second lap. Let's see who takes the victor on pole. Looks like Shade will get bonus points this time over Victor. Followed by me, Charge for Victor. Inga Will in the top 5. SOT Productions. Tim Akasha, Mr. Ali. Zeno and Sos Pierce. Your top 10. And round out the top 15 and 20 is some Bobby, Brian Little, followed by let's see, Sinjanoa, Thomas Drobe, that's the top 15. Cody Dashi, Dragon Viper, Cryos, Cherry Bomb, and Roxas toward your top 20, taking 22nd. as the man to watch. And in last place row is going to be Nick, and the second to last place is going to be Aztec and Kane Lemon. As Xavier in that 64 car has a lot of ground to make up. 67 Fahrenheit today with a lot of wind gusts going on today. So that's about 20 miles per hour to 15 at south or west, and around southwest it seems here today. So it is going to be a bit windy here at Minnesota, and it might get even lower on temperatures as time goes by. Right, so I will about first to 32nd, and then I let Shay to do the rest. So in the pole winner spot, we got Mr. Shane in the Larry's home, Magataek, Monte Chevy E of 1000, followed by me in the Shell machine in Grand Pontiac on the 44. Following that, we got the what we got? Oh, 63 Chevy Monte Carlo of Charge, then the 6 of Pico Energy E power team of the Chevy Monte Carlo for 6 of Victor. Row 3, you got the 28 of King of Will. Unfortunately, had the phase 2. He was going to be phase 1, but he went phase 2 because of 3 out of the 2 reckless drive-ins that happened on Vertling. All that, the 35 VSOT Productions trying to look for another good run. I was safe to say AF to 28th and keep that composure and his other self in check. Oh, and his teammate of the 12 of this Zippo 12 Monte Carlo Chevy E of Tim Micascio in the 4th row, followed by the 1 of the rest of Maximum Overdrive of the 1 of the Chevy Monte Carlo Alley. Excuse me, Alley. Then after that, we got the 5th row of the 32 car of the Ford Taurus of the White Rain Hair Care of Zeno, followed by the CFI Pierce of the clean water, clear water of 56. Also, it's history made as well from I believe 2 days ago that the CFI both the CFI cars has been at least in victory lane in the first season. And for the final time in his part-time season, the Slim Jim machine of Bobby in the number 30 Chevy Monte Carlo. And right beside him in that 6-row course is going to be the 4 of the Land Snacks machine of Ryan Little, followed by the 37 of Genoa. Then followed by that, we got the 33 of Lo-Fi of the Kleenex brand machine, the Chevy Monte Carlo. Then we got the 42 of Mr. Thomas Drope in the 42, looking for redemption. And followed by that, we got the 77 of Chloe Dashi that had big potential to get that win and make history made of get the win on Bonds and also Vernon Ing from France, but just came up short. 69 of Viper in the inside, followed by Kraus in the 80 in the CFI Clearwater. Followed by that, we got 60 of Dixie machine of Cherry Bomb. The Stanley Tours, the singing Pizza Man, and the Pontiac 36 machine. Then you got 17 of the Internet of the Let's Go of the 17 Monte Carlo of Elton John. Following that, you got the 3 of the AC Delco Automotive Parts in in the 3 Monte Carlo of venk. Then you got Danny in the 41 Union First. And then the 74 of Quan and Fina. And the Staff America of Danielle. And the 60 of the Phillips 66 Route 66 of Alex Bowman. 11 of Brittany in the CarQuest machine. Followed by the 47 of Genoa. Detroit Gasket machine of Kevin. Followed by that, we got the WCW, the 23 of Giant Master. Not good ought to be in. Kalen of the Walt machine, the 29 with the Carla. Followed by the 52 of the Star Iron machine. The 52 of Maya. Jade, take the risk, buddy.
Already we have the Band-Aid of the 21 of the Ford Tartarus, Jolt. And over by his outside, we got the 14 of the Xena Princess Road Furniture Ford Tartarus of Omar. And we got the 43 of the David Kears, Can't Stop Loving You, the Chevrolet Monte Carlo of Jeff Gordon Ramsay. Over by his outside, we got the 34 of the Gulumps, whatever this is, with the ITT Industries of Arthur. And then we have the 13 of the Willow Machine of Phase of the Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Followed by his outside, got the 20 of the Rescue Engine Formula of Dale Irwin. And over by here, we got the 64 of the Schneider National of the Chevrolet Monte Carlo of Xavier. And over by his outside, we got the number 7 of the Lake Express of the Chevrolet Monte Carlo of Eddie. The number 2 of the New Holland of the Chevrolet Monte Carlo of Aztec. Then we have the number 57, the Justin Ketchup Boots of Ken Lemon. And last but not least, we got the number 50 of the Dr. Pepper, the Fort Taurus of Nick.
Alrighty, my top 3 picks today is going to be the 12 of Pimlico show, followed by Bobby to make a history made of the first part-time driver, and was an actual part-time driver full-time. And lastly but not least is going to be SOT Productions. My underdog will be Thomas Strobe. Honorable mention 28 and a 63.
Mine will go to the 44, the 28, the 12, and the 30. Honorable mentions go to the 36, the 69, the 80, and the 8.
Green flag in the air at the WCB 305 at Minnesota Motorsports Park. Underway.
Already you can see the 8 having an excellent start with the 1 in second already right behind his bumper. Already you can see 3 wide, 4 wide action over here, which is, this is a wide track here, and this is actually somewhat okay over here, unless if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's a very, very tricky, big, wide arrow track, multi-groove in Minnesota Motorsports Park here. Middle, inside, outside with those fresh tires. You can do anything, really. We saw in the beginning of GoldenRush, it was insane and amazing. But when it gets to, like, wear down over time with those tires and they find only at least 2 lanes, it's a matter of when. Look at Tim Makasha go up for second, but that 32 got a huge launch under there underneath. That's the spot you want to get the most, is that middle inside and get a huge big launch. Hopefully Bobby in that 30 and that Slim Jim machine, he's making some moves already. He's been very angry of late, so he is not going to waste any time. Have at least one good run in his belt here today. Looking at least for a top 5. Look at a podium spot at least, if not a win in the ThunderFire right now. As it starts to be getting 2 wide, 2 wide, 3 wides. Still 4 wides, will be keeping going.
I may not be talking for the time being. I'm still editing points, but I will announce them whenever the points are finishing editing.
Take your time, buddy. I'll take it over until you're ready. As Thomas drove in second, Ryan Leno on behind him, 3 wide, 5 wide at the start-finish line. Thomas Costo, Zeno, SLG Productions, and Danielle. Contact with 26 with the 69, excuse me. They save it, though. Out of 2 there. On the back straightaway, scraping on the wall. Big time action. Ryan Leno side by side with Thomas Drove with Charge in third. Viper up to 4th after the commotion that happened with the 26 of Danielle. No, some people have been waiting for this race to happen at some point. Well, here it is, folks. Says returning arrive on the Winston Chase on the halfway mark here on this short track here today. For the ThunderFire. Ryan Little, he is looking today for his first career win. But Charge not backing down. He is trying to gain points at the points leader of the 8 of Shade. Jennifer Ramsey behind Shade and Cloudy Dashi outside him. Well, wrecking in turn 2. That is the 23, the 72, the 6, the 56. Your winner from Vernaling, the 80 of Cryos, the 40. I believe that's everybody else. Caution number 1 is out on lap number 10. Happened at lap number 9. Oh man, Jenna Master had a decent run. Now Jenna Master, Bobby's teammate, the 23. Not the day you wanted. See, take a look at the coming to the wreck shortly. Whenever he gets to pits, I don't believe anyone will be a lap down. Fortunately, because all these drivers were destroyed. Fastest lap goes to the 40 of Danny as it currently stands. If it to Maya, Cloudy Dashi, Jeff Ramsey, and 80 of Cryos was there. I think it's Melee, this Cloudy Dashi, and Maya's the challengers, but that fastest lap can change at any moment. Well, folks, entering pit road, sponsored by Plickety Plack, F the Pit Crew, and presented by the Canadian Healthcare. It's free, not really. Approach in their pit box is who will take 4 tires and gas today. For commotion in the pits. 63, 69, 4, 48, 12, 26, 18, 44, 42, 77, 43. There's the rest of 28, 52, 61, 64, 17, 59, 3, 7, 4, 46, 21. There's a teammate. Last one in last place in that pits is the 7. One else is a lap down. There's the order of basically out. One is last is the 23, and he's only gonna get 1 point since there is one driver in this race. There's one more driver in this race, so that is gonna hurt. Take a look at what happened. Oh my. What happened? Wrecky Man Jr. once again with his Wrecky Man style of Junebug gets the 37, the 56, and the 6. See how Jam Master did not make it. Heaven and oh no, boom right there with the heavy contact lick on 2, and that's how destroyed. Both CFI cars are done. Not what the CFI team sponsors. Well, see in general. Underway, green on the restart here. first time. And we're now back under caution. Elton John Jackson, Ali, and Maya involved. Back under yellow. Just got back under green. What the heck, y'all? Oh, might as well take an instant replay immediately of what happened to Maya, Ali, and Elton John. Elton John going a bit aggressive, too aggressive, and ugh. He goes tumbling up and over. Look over here on this camera angle. My goodness, Elton John. Playing on his roof. Hopefully he's okay. Boom. There goes at least one there. Dos. Tres. Cuatro. Cinco. And then on his roof. Right about now. 6.5 pepperonis for poor old Elton John. Well, sponsored by Plickety Plaque, F the Pit Crew, and presented by the Canadian Healthcare. Hopefully it's free. Not really. Here goes the 1 and the 17. They are out of the race. SOT Productions will be leading this race. 44 miles, etc. 60, 48, 32, 20, 14, 33, 28, 34, 3, 30, 11, 43. Oh, 3 wide there. 2, 29, 21. 10, 74, 57, 64. As the last car remaining out of pit road. And let's see where he's going to end up on this pit. It's here. We have about the 23 as one of the contenders. Going to be in 43rd. That is not good. 39 for Cryos. Not good either. He had back-to-back bad days, sadly. Following that, we also got Elton John Jackson that had a decent run. Now back to another bad run. Can't have those inconsistent days. Go back and forth, good days and bad days. Being inconsistent right there. Inside is the 35, 42, 12. 4 in the 13, 63, 26, 77, 44, and the 50 of Nick. Wow. They're outside. Coming in for our second restart of the day on Minnesota MotorSports Park on WCB E305. Green underway for the second time. Not bad of a run for SOT Productions. However, here comes Tim McCosh right there. A good juicy run. Nick, better look out. That spot. Aiden, Tim, scheming well. But they're in the 28. Had the same idea going way inside, trying to get something out of the way or at least something going. Not so much though. SOT Productions running little, trying to get the run over here and inside. Free Wyatt for the lead. Man, pretty decent. I see Omar out of nowhere, dude. He's been off the radar. Look at him go. Bobby has a lot of ground to make up from that last pit stop he had. And not too shabby for him. Still has the fastest lap, so nobody really has the fastest lap with the most bonus points right there. Someone's up for grabs. Right now, it's a non-contender. He is going up in the middle high. Get momentum. Not going to help so well. Shade to the inside. Got the more momentum going forward. Followed by Danny in there. Trying to think of the middle. Trying to get some moves going in that lane. Side by side. 4 wide for the damn lead. Lap 24 will be riding with the 8. Pick it up. Thing has now slowly spread apart and been dicey battles left and right. Low 5 and looking for the lead. Charge been looking for the lead. Shea trying to get that lead. Run a little. Unfortunately, faded away a bit. Then we got Charge. King Will. Vink right there on it. Getting some momentum going forward. He's looking for that top 5 spots going forward because he is in a desperate spot situation. However, it's not going to help him whatsoever seeing that number 8 in the front because it is not going to help him at the slightest. It would only help him by a 0.8 upwards prior. He needs to see that 8 being in a mid pack at most. And it stands though. Here comes his teammate 8 of King Will. As his hit in quarters will be a quarters about 4 down. And right now it'll be dead equal to 5. He will be ahead of him by 6 as it stands if this keeps going forward. Let's actually know. Now we actually, let's see, 6 now. Oh, think it'll be 7 right now. He'll be ahead of him by 8 due to the pole. Well, even odds to actually make that equal if he he leaves a lap right here. Now pitting is a bit of a yikesy-roo. But it could be also, what it could be in some cases scenario. Caleb and Joel, looks like Joel of all things is the one that's been struggling the most. Nobody has been hitting the wall, surprisingly enough, so that's pretty good, as the most part. Last time we seen somebody not doing too hot, and not even doing good at this track was Adam, actually. I believe maybe DSV at the time as well. They were both hitting the wall pretty bad, with multiple debris cautions bringing it out. Kingwell does officially even the odds with Lee in a lap, so it's only just, I believe, the bonus point ain't was fur to be basically 6 ahead, and this will be about 7 ahead if he was in second right now. Behind him would be at least 8 or 9 points down for King Will. Viper in 5th, trying to get some points on there, and the turn 2 Zeno as well, slowly but surely. In 6th place, 46 lead. He is officially down a race behind as it currently stands on this first half. Charge not gonna make it easy with that A, but A already figured out a groove in the middle. He has been here before, or you Chargers has already been here before as well. Oh, beforehand, ones that has the experience for that is Shade, Tord, Me, Viper, venk, Ryan Little, Jeff Corn Ramsey, Danielle. Let's see, who else has experience here? Kayla. Followed by, I believe that's pretty much it. Besides, I think the last one's Kane Lemon, and that's everybody else. Everybody else is pretty new, but it looks like they are figuring out pretty early. Some slowly but surely trying to figure out this race. Lo-Fi still holds that fastest lap still. Only the top 15, if not the top 20 maybe, or top 16 drivers are still hanging in there with the leaders. In the top 10, top 5 drivers. The only one's been doing it out here for this lead is in the top 5 drivers overall, and possibly the top 10 drivers if they make some momentum moves here. Lo-Fi in charge again, bound for the lead. 3 wide, now 2 wide for first and second. Charge trying to hold that inside line, and he knows the better her line. Bobby aggressively trying to move out of the way. Bobby in charge at the better groove out of turn 3 and 4. Comes to the front straight of the trial here. The Shredder. Bobby has the disadvantage though. Charge in the middle lane groove. Outside the better end with Shade. Still not fully clear. Bobby with a really good run here in turn 3 and 4. He's going to get a huge momentum speed. SLT Productions trying to pass 48. Give Mr. Denny there to 48. We're about to head on lap traffic soon. That is number 7 of Eddie. Bobby up to second. Most of the field has the better groove in the inside. Side by side for the lead. Lo-Fi has the better outside though for turn 1 and 2. But you need to be clear in 3 and 4 here. But looks like they're not. Bobby actually got him there on turn 1 and 2 and charge. Surprisingly enough. He'll do the same thing again inside here. Lo-Fi is a bit of a sitting duck right now on the outside. Get him right here in turn 1 and 2 a bit. But nothing afterwards. I think trying his hardest to get to that top 10. But right now, currently in, I believe, gotta be 13th. Maybe 14th soon. So the top 14 drivers here has been duking it out. Danny looking for his first ever win. Bobby looking for his first win in the ThunderFire series alone as a full part-time driver. 4 wide for second. Now 2 wide. Now going 3 wide to the front straight away for the lead. Danny and Shade in the middle.
Points are done, and I will go ahead and announce the points. So this is the regular season points, so it's not entering the championship. So in first place for the regular points, you have the 8th of Shade with 726 points. In second place, you have the 44, the host himself, with 682 points, who is 44 points behind the leader. Ironically, would be his number right now. In third place, we have Jackson Roush, aka Elton John, with 640 points, who is 86 points behind from the leader. And in fourth place, we have the 69 of Viper, who has 628 points, who is 98 points behind from the leader. And in fifth place, we have the 28 of Mr. Kingwell, who has 620 points, who is 106 points behind from the leader. And in sixth place, I'm currently looking for sixth right now. Sixth place, we have the 23 of Jedi Master, who has 616 points, who is 110 points behind from the leader. And for seventh place, I'm looking for seventh, we have the number 80 of Kraus, who has 610 points, who has 116 points behind from the leader. In eighth place, we have the number 12 of Timothy McCarthy, who has 598 points, who is 128 points behind from the leader. And in ninth place, we have someone who is not, I think, not in the Winston chase, if I remember correctly, if I could see that. Actually, never mind, I take that back. The one in ninth place we have is the 63 of Charger, who has 95 points, who is 131 points behind from the leader. And in 10th place, we don't have someone that's in the championship in the points right now, who has 590 points behind from the leader, is the 52 of Maya Maya, who has 136 points behind from the leader. Wildcard spot number 1 will go to, let me take a little look, see if I can find wildcard spot. First wildcard spot will go to remain on the 47 of Dahita Roblox with 585 points behind from the leader, who is 141 points behind from the leader. Wildcard spot number 2 is the 6 of Victor, who has 575 points behind from the leader with 151 points. And the last one in the wildcard spot situation is the number 3 for the third wildcard spot is with 574 points of venk, who is 152 points behind from the leader.
Who is in the top 15 and 20 behind the leads?
All right, as in the top 15, we will have the one that has 573 points. Let me try to find 573. So one that has 573, who's just shy away, was the 36 of Torrid, aka the Single Pizza Man, who is currently in 14th with 153 points being behind from the leader. And the place below him is the 32 of Zeno, who has 155 points behind from the leader with 571 points. And we have the one that's right below us, who has 566 points. It's the 13 of Phase, who is currently 160 points behind from the leader. And as for the one with 556, if I can find that one right here, is Mr. Sleepy, who is 170 points behind from the leader, as well as one that has 538 points will be the 64, the Winston Chase driver of Xavier, who is 188 points behind from the leader. And the one below him with 535 points would be the 72 of Trinity Kevin, who is 191 points behind from the leader. And then one wrapping it up in the top 20, in 20th, we have the 26 of Danielle, who is 201 points behind from the leader.
Very interesting coming in the near end of the season overall and near end of the Winston Chase.
To be honest, I'm surprised there's no elimination within the Winston Chase in this series alone.
Yeah, I am too.
Been the most tame is unlike season 3, which was the most wild championship battle of them all.
Which one was that again?
Season 3.
Oh yeah, that was indeed. Still was. I still have a big feeling that Season 6 has big potential to do it as well. This one has, on this division alone, has been showing former peak of how championship battle would work on Season 3, and it's showing it now. Again, Sheed with the points leading only with a single digit with his against his teammate on that's 28 of King of Will. Sleepy Mr. Lo-Fi himself now goes to the pits. Danny and a few others took the early pit stop strategy. However, everybody else are kind of conserving their fuel. But however, those tire rubbers are slowly tearing away, and they're getting slower and slower by the mile. Moment of each lap keeps going through.
This is crazy over here, nevertheless.
Beginning of this first half, of course, was crazy overall. Yeah, that about 3-4-1, and unfortunately, Kevin and then a few tenders overall just not made it nick of time. And then the second caution.
King Will that's coming into the pit.
Okay, well, still, and then
never mind.
we'll find the 33. Little check up there on the 34. He spot that. That's the one thing you have to be very, very careful. Be very, very careful in pit roads. Is entering pit road like that is seeing anyone pitting is way too dicey. How it works. Sheed and I believe the 34 of Arthur. Definitely a lot of different strategies going on right now. Yeah, this is again overall Bobby's last double racer on Division 1 and 2. Let's hope for the best for Bobby Simpson on the 30 car. Can finish in a high note for today's race in Minnesota. Now King Will and the 60 and the 63 go in the pits. I believe almost everybody is about to get in the pits, and everybody else by then are out of the pits. Just the 30, the 77, the 69. Ah, Venk, buddy. Venk did not give Bobby any room. He's going to try again. Makes it in the nick of time, but he has damage on his side. Good save on Bobby. Venk didn't give too much room. Venk was already out of the pits beforehand. I know Bobby's a little tipped off by it, and he's already tipped Off as it is from Cup. He doesn't want to be. You don't want to. You want to poke his temperature right now, or else it's gonna go kabloom, and he will wreck anyone, regardless of penalty or not, just like Shea would do.
And just say, screw you. You're in my way. Get out of my way.
I have no idea who exactly is going to be in the lead, so everything's kind of cycling through. It stands. I feel like it might be the 33, though. And indeed, it is the 33 who is going to follow pursuit a second. As the 28 of King of Will. Bobby had a lot of time costing him out of the pit road, and he has a lot of ground to make him after that little contact he had on the 30 of Venk. I know after this race, whatchamacallit, Bobby's going to have some words with Venk on the 3 after this race is over.
Yeah. What happened with him and Bobby?
Venk wasn't clear, and again, he saved it. Made it just barely in a time to get in the pits. Get 4 tires and gas. Lo-Fi, he's leading. He just lap 11. Brittany, production.
The number 12, which is ironic, we're counting our numbers upwards.
Fortunately, in 27th on the mid pack right now. Not really a day he needs for the Western Chase, really, because in the one hand, he's 75 points down. On the other hand, he needs some points. Yes, please. 6. Lo-Fi, the 33 car that Clay Express, he has not won a race yet. SOT Productions, however, and that 28 of the Chevy and the Pontiac are slowly gaining ground. The 33. Ford of 60 of 3 bomb, not too far behind.
Now that's interesting. The only best top tier performing Ford up here in the top 5 being the 60th Cherry Bomb.
And the other 2 on the top 10 is 77 of Kodashi and the 32 of Zeno. Then your only Pontiac, of course, is the 35, third place still again. Right behind King Will in that 28 of the Chevy. Then you got about me and I believe 36 of Ford right there. I think he's all alone, really. One place is Viper in 69. Got about 3 Pontiacs, 3 Fords, and the rest of them are Chevys. The top 10, top 5 overall.
And already the 44 passes his teammate at the 8 or 4. Alright, coming up to top 5, excuse me.
Going up for a 6 and a scoop of a 7 here soon, actually. Can she retaliate?
If I don't do it.
Not closing the door of the 32. 32 is a contender right here. Fastest lap still stays with the 33. So, Lo-Fi. King Will is just shy by 2 100ths of a second down. And Danny as well. Lo-Fi is pretty much one of the fastest cars out there. One of the consistent fastest cars is King Will and Danny. Danny not anywhere to be found yet. He is fortunately in the top 25s, it seems, I believe. If not top 20s, it seems. Yep, he's in the top 20 currently, trying to run it down. Not the probably the strategy kind of screw him over. Terry Bean. Nick had a good beginning first half, and now the second half has been kind of a slump for him now. Bound with the 29 of Kayla. We have King Will and SOT Productions. Slowly to get to that lot of traffic. Erwin making a challenge here at 20, 35, a bit of a 100 here. 60, slowly catching pursuit of the 33 preferred. Tell by different strategy differences of those tires. When they slowly get worn, means your speed difference is going to get changed over time. Can't rip that inside that much. You can only rip the middle and the high line most of the time. At the very least, cruise to it. We're still ahead over Viper on 10th place. Different Ramsey in 12th. I think still in 13th. It's not bad, but still could be worse soon. Really needs a run in this race right here, because if he doesn't get 2 good runs right now, if he doesn't get a good run here and tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next week, really, he's screwed. He's going to be eliminated in the next 2, I would say, next race. There's no chance left. Specialty has been mainly some short tracks overall. Speedway has been 50-50, has been kind of his misfire. Road course weakness has been shown indeed for him on ThunderFire. But for super speedways, he had potential. And I mean literally potential, but there's just so much he can do when it comes to super speedways. Either a hit or Dano miss of a crash.
Yep, you would be right on that.
SOT production looking for his first lead, still was in the lead prior, but still trying to retain the lead over the 28 of SOT Productions. Kind of preventing the most laps over the 28. Yeah, don't like that because he needs some points to even out us to catch up with Shea in the 8. Right to Zeno had a bad run on Verdeling in France. Should be a good rebound for him. Currently in 6. Trying to hold off the 77 of Claudio Daci and that 77 Lear.
Mm-hmm.
See, Bobby is still hanging in there, but I think he is waiting for. He is waiting for mainly caution at this point on. Some drivers are definitely looking for caution, but I haven't seen no blowups, no nothing. Or a pop tire. The only one that was pretty close to a caution was Bobby spinning out, but again, he saved it and entered it in pit road for the green flag pit stops. Will again determined to get those bonus points for 3 bonus points. Jade trying his best to get to third. Inside lane doesn't work too well on turn 1 and 2. He knows he can work in turn 3 and 4 if he rips it right here entering turn 3.
And so he does.
Maybe enough the internet to try over in the front straightaway. It does, but what we do here goes to the middle lane. On in SLT Productions. Stays right there in the back straightaway. Now entering turn 3 and 4 again. Trying to bound out again with a charge right there. A bit of a squeezy battle on the 63. He clears him out of the way. Again third. Now determined to lead more laps once more against the 28 and the 35. In the bottom again. Ripping it down out of 4. We'll lead this lap at lap 101 out of 220 laps at the WCBE 305 at Motorsports Park of Minnesota. So far, what's your thoughts of how this race been going in after these 2 cautions?
Me personally, as the race goes on, it's getting a little bit interesting as time progresses. Sure, we did have some few Winston chasers that made mistakes, but hey, it might be their first time racing up here, but we've seen some underdogs actually performing pretty well for their first time. So this race, as always, ever since it debuted, really interesting and likely would come back.
I have the same thoughts as well, in some formal different way as well. As for me, how we saw at ATM and some underdogs indeed in some crazy dang runs like this, it was pretty insane. I mean, look at that, 77 of all things. How does she run well? You got the dang freaking 60 of all things as well. I mean, that shows like Minnesota is definitely a potential track to come back, not just for like Cup, but definitely ThunderFire and possibly mainly all the divisions alone. In both seasons come to a close. This one is near to a close, and as it ends with this race on the halfway mark, you can tell this is one of the best multi-groove racing battles we've seen in a short track quite some time, and for our first time alone. Memory serves of how the race went. It was pretty dang good, and not only that, we had, I believe, yes, if not, it was number 7 of Isaac. Oh, 5, surprisingly enough, I'm thinking. And I mean, you in there, and again, we were pretty shocked of the 38 of all things. In I believe, what was it, like somewhere in that end second half, he was doing so good in Minnesota Motorsports Park, and it just when that thing blown up, that was probably the most shocking thing of all of us that we were sad and saw that happen. The other shocking part is we had all 46 drivers. Shockingly,
Yeah, no kidding.
probably the only time in history we'll probably have that, unless we do technically have a little more drivers. Then it probably won't be the last, but we do prefer to have at least 42 drivers on all rosters alone on each division of Cup. On Cup, of course, on National Bush, and you got leave number 3 is I think it's Nards, right? Then we got trucks, and then of course the modifies.
Yep. We have our ThunderFire, no, not ThunderFire, GoldenRush, ThunderFire, our Arkham Menards, our Craftsman Truck Series, and our Featherlight Modified Series.
Is Danny in the pits? During a pit stop. Let's see who else was with him as well. Looks like I believe Brittany in the 11 in the car quest machine. So second pit stop, screen 5 pit stops are slowly are going to be coming on their way very soon. Lo-Fi was 10th. He has dropped down all the way to, he was at first at some point in this race in the last few 20 laps. He has dropped down 9 spots down all the way to 10th. Those tires have been old. So at some point in time, looks like that car either needs adjustments. He's going to drop about 10 spots now, dropping down to 11th. So either he's going to drop down to the pits road soon, or that car needs adjustments now. That thing ain't running well, apparently. Got Kane Lemon from Danielle, the 27 and the 57. 26 and the 57 as Danielle again and Kane Lemon in pit road. So, since we're getting near in the closing moments, what do you think would be the top on your top 3 nominees right now as the best performing rookie as it stands, Mr. Shake?
Now, battle for Rookie of the Year. Now, this one's going to be very interesting because just about almost everyone in the ThunderFire series is a top tier performing rookie. If I were to say within points range right now, it would have to be with the 28 of Mr. King Will being the one that would potentially win Rookie of the Year if he would actually end up on higher notes within the majority of the race, starting right here to the end. He would probably be because of not only with him having to be in 5th place in the top 5, but him having most amount of wins as a rookie. Winning such as like let me take a look at the wins over here, such as winning his first race at the Brickyard.
All things.
Then he won at California and the hardest NASCAR track in history, Darlington.
One of the hardest tracks ever. Besides Vernon Lane is as our second one. But Darlington is like the hardest one of all. Conquer.
Now the second one with the best amount of wins, I would say it would probably have to go with actually it's a close one.
It's Charge, actually, because he has the second most friendly stands.
Right. It would be because he won Daytona, which was the start of this season. Then he won his second ever win in Texas, which was our previous race up to about here. So yeah, it was actually pretty interesting, nevertheless. As for the top 3rd performing one, I would say it would go to the 77 because of her actually winning Le Mans, literal Le Mans in their first season.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Yeah, and just the way they strategized it, how they did it, and not only that, dude, made some passes that were just like, how you do that? The productions of 35, and I believe maybe the 28 of Wells in the pits, but besides that, there was just no shot that you can like just do that. Such a car you had in the beginning of the season, and then over time you were doing somewhat better, but just boom. we were me and Shade, and just everybody else as well, kind of shocked, but me and Shade mainly were shocked of how that played out at the very end. And we had no words besides wow, shocking, and just talk about a future underdog and one of the two of Ford's teammates, having win like that. Now, speaking of the last teammate of Horton, right? Jolt, he's been shy as well on some wins. He's just been kind of a lackluster, mainly, unfortunately, getting the wrecks. That does go to Clyde Dashy, but however, Clyde Dashy and AK Clyde Dash in that 77 has produced over time. Jolt has been having his moments to produce, but he's still having similar same issues in the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I pick my 3 nominees. I would say again, my 2 again, like Shay would be Charge and King Will and Charge. My third nominee, there's a lot, honestly. Got Xena on one hand, the 32 that did some good runs. He got Elton John, the 17. He's been like probably one of the top ones with the top 5, top 10s, and hasn't winning the belt, I believe. Got about, I believe, a Rios. There's just a lot that I can think of. But if I had to narrow it down, it would be possibly one of the boys' Empire, and that's Zeno as it stands. Very close behind, of course, would be Elton John in my eyes.
That's fair. That's understandable. We'll cast a vote of who will win Rookie of the Year with all of those nominees that we've picked out.
And that's just our nominees. We are going to probably look at the top 10 overall ones. Those are ours, and probably going to look at the rest of the top 10 drivers who did very good, the analyze who did overall good in the season with wins, top 10s, and if we're out of the win part, we look at the top 10 part. And we go to the cast and vote of in Rookie of the Year when the season is over. Of course, the only one that will not participate is Baller and Thomas Drope, due to the fact that Thomas Drope is a part-time rookie and Baller, fortunately, with issues that couldn't come back to the ride of either his account left and somehow still here, not letting me know. Meaning, 42 of both of those drivers will not participate. So the only confirmed rookie for next season, be a full-time rookie, is going to be Thomas Drope in the 42, as we know that stands. And still in the lead. I think his cycles have stopped. And it looks like you have retained the lead. Charge very close. Only 15 cars remain in the lead lap. And ones that are lap down are the 64 all the way to the 34 of Arthur. 2 laps down is Kale Lemon, Jolt, Noah, Aztec, and Eddie. 4 laps down is the 36 of Tord again?
How did this happen?
Question.
Was he having like issues with his car?
See, this was moments ago. Not too long ago, honestly.
109 laps behind. Now 110 with the 35 all the way up to last. What happened to them?
Don't see no tire, no issue, so it might be something here on pits. Let's see, there.
He might have entered too fast on pit road.
That might be one of the cases. Let's see here. He's in pit road. Oh.
Oh, he got in contact.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
60.
And hit Tord. Buddy, I would defend you and everything and all of what happened, but,
That is a certified DIY situation right there.
yeah.
You just murdered your friend's pit crew.
And
You just literally murdered your friend's pit crew.
yeah, they're luckily that they got the car going, but at what cost? He is finishing 34th. Not good for Tord. Passes up still goes to Lo-Fi into 33. New leader was 63 at the time being. Where he takes it is the Shade. Our winner on Cup on Minnesota. I think it was Ising at a 27, if I'm correct, though. It was the big dump, not the big dump, but like, big giant truck, Hogek, or whatever it's called. No one's challenging for the lead. We're about almost 8 to go here, folks.
Mhm.
Only one challenging for the lead is really just Charge. Anyone has a long ways to go, followed by Zeno and the 35 SOT Productions again. But they are in different strategy motion. Everybody kind of looking for a caution. Only thing in the pits that was noticeable, that was pretty bad, with Ford and his of how did I see of her and
Yep.
I believe that's a rookie.
I'm just saying that's just a complete DIY situation because Tord ain't no rookie.
I know, but that's a bit of a rookie mistake in pit road.
Right.
Bit of a rookie mistake. Not as a rookie or not, but that's rookie stuff right there. And yeah,
Right.
unfortunately, one combo. Oh, the ones unfortunately in the Jeopardy spot is gonna be Tord, um, Elton John, definitely Cryos, and Janet Master. But again, if anything kind of happens to the 28 and a few others, you can just flip everything and change and kind of save them. But we don't know for certain yet because again, there's been no flat tires yet. There have been no issues, no nothing for the leaders and the mid pack, and heck, even freaking whole field right now as it stands.
Yep.
As it stands in the turn 34, we're about to hit to the 145th lap out of a 220 laps on Motorsports Park. So far, it has been pretty a bit chaotic on the pits on the halfway mark to the beginning of the halfway through of the second half here. Be shortly in the second half closing moment soon. The first half, however, beginning end to end of it, was two cautions overall and just a bit wild overall. Biggest wild wreck overall was the 17 of Elton John Jackson Roush himself. That 17 car, not as hoped, but he did fortunately made it forward, almost round what 5 wide. I was a 5 wide potential. Gets a bit of a hookaroo, aggressive going forward. It's run out of luck. Hopefully next race on next week, rebound back.
Mhm. As what someone would say, mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Definitely as it stands, and like King will be beaten. Shade might put him over a 10 gap. Shade might most likely the most laps here soon.
And that would give him more chances of actually winning the Winston chase of this division here.
Okay, too far behind. He's in third. We're really going to lose about at least right now. If he was second, he would only lose about 6 points. Yeah, right now 12 behind you.
Now that would actually be an interesting points difference.
Yep, as it currently stands, he is 12 behind you. Everybody else on the mathematic here. It's difficult to figure out. But as of the close battle one on King Will and Shade of the teammates of Heroes of Justice, 12 gap behind. Shade leading it forward. Could change, however, if he can get that fast lap, but he's just still shy over Lo-Fi in that 33. Now to close it, turns the fastest lap, it would basically remove 5 gap you have over him on that for 6 points. 1 point, depending where he finishes. It'll be lower if he does, however, have a mechanical problem or in a wreck. But I don't see a wreck unless he unfortunately bumps into someone entering the pits. It has happened very close today on Bobby Venk. And it happened before as well on Cup. Will has made time, and I believe Zeno is doing the same here, so they are not wasting any time.
Look at that. The 222.28. Imagine if Will was in second. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, right?
Because his number is 28.
It's your 28 with the double 2.
With only 1-8. So it'll be 2-2-2 and then 8-8.
Yeah. Charge has the Charge has the idea, but I don't think he can't get you right here because he's gonna. You have the better lane, turn 1, 2, but he has the equal speed. Out of 2, finally challenging. He has the preferred lane coming in out of the back straightaway, coming in, entering turn 3 and 4, and zooms on by, ripping it out on the middle.
But the 8 will easily pick up back at the draft, so he's gonna easily catch on up real quick.
Yep. Charge can't get it on easy. Focus, not be overconfident. He has to figure out what he has to do here with the veteran here of the 8 of Shade.
We have lap traffic coming up. That's the Winston Chase driver, the number 3 event.
Still 14th. He's doing what he needs to kind of do to stay alive, but there's so much he's doing now at this point on. He's looking for a yellow still. 40 and a 57 were in the pits earlier. That in mind.
Look at that. 8 just easily gets his lead back.
On the 63, crossover or slingshot back to it. He does. He makes the move to the inside once again. Will Shea making it in time of a block? No, a little too late there. Charged with the inside advantage. Turn 3 and 4, side by side for the lead here. He still has the outside advantage on the speed, entering turn 1 and 2. Still equal speed, however. Down the back straightaway. Close the gap again.
Who has the fastest lap?
Still low, finding a 33. Again, side by side. Still superior speed on Shea in the 8. Now finally clears him out on the outside. This charge still not giving up that easily on the inside. He's regaining back. 8 out of 2 with Shea in the 8. And oh, 8. So Shea got loose in 3. Let goes by for the lead. He has to regroup back. He has to regroup back. But now we got the traffic right in front. These are hard traffic jammers here. These are the top 15.
Now hold on. This is actually interesting because I think Shade might be playing a strategy here.
Yeah, because he might take the advantage of the lap traffic, or he can try to figure out something, as you said earlier, strategy. And there's so much you can do. And there's the top 13, maybe the top 10. They're going to be the hardest to basically lap down. 3 will be determined to try to not be a lap down at all, so watch out for Venk. Thomas Strobe and Jeff Gordon Ramsay will be also the same way. Shade, he is looking for the inside. Charge, saw the awareness of it. Walks through it. Shade moves him out of the way. Gets the better run. Sweeps on by. Hits are happening. Be aware of who hits and who's not. Lo-Fi, no Lo-Fi still there. I think Morales was saying it's Merle Strass again. Danielle, somebody else in there in the pits.
Yep. And look at that. What did I tell you? He was using lap traffic to his advantage. He had a good strategy.
So much you can do with the lap traffic, though, because at some point you do need to make your pit happen soon. Those tires are getting old. You don't want your tires to pop.
You sure don't want them to pop.
And racing one of the pits was the 50 out of it. Recently in the pits now is the 50. Then my everybody's speed is basically slow. Due to, unfortunately, the tires are being very worn. Are struggling on that 43. And rip it as much in the inside, or else can't really do it much in the inside anymore now, because those tires are gonna get old and older, and at some point it's just gonna worn them down. Where you have the pit early than he expected to be. Russ left find the 33, take his pit. '25 will take his pit. It's see who's up next. Entering pit road. Viper in the top 10. About to lap down. There goes the 14, Omar. All right, next lap by anyone next on the board on the pit road. Charge still trying to track down. feel like Danny had a good car, dude. I think he has this wrong strategy, really.
You know what? I was thinking the exact same thing too. He has the car, just doesn't have a good strategy.
You can tell by he was in the fast lap. He's the third fastest lap car. He had potential in the first half. And again, the strategy, 2 contenders, and now his charge as well of damage. Ooh, ooh, oh no.
Deserves elimination for you.
King Will, Zeno again. That's not good.
That is a DIY situation from Viper, and you can tell.
Oh yeah, I agree on that one. That
That should be phase 2.
that changes a lot though. That was the top 2. That's the top 2, correct? And 5th place, I believe. That's 6th place. That's not really good for Zeno alone, though, to honestly get advantage points. I think this is probably the only few advantages when it comes to the halfway mark on the Western Chase that you can possibly get points in closing the gap. Viper technically did that. DIY situation.
That take, I just put my car into the garage.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I already had a long day at work, and I've already seen majority of the race, so I'm probably just gonna call it a day since I've already done points and go to sleep.
Just remember to get the Cup 1 soon.
I'll hopefully try to get it done by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alright, good night.
Alright, so we will take a look of what happened shortly, but we do have wave rounds. Pass. So quick. So who's up next? 20. 35. Whoa, 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 no, 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 no. There. Oh, no, you fucking. Crash. Oh, the race is unofficial. Now, freaking have to push race. Tomorrow. Saturday. Up. Anyways, this is Brett Record AK, but sign off. The very disappointed that the freaking game decided to crash. This is basically paid right now. So screw the game for today, and hope everybody else is gonna have a good night, etc. We'll see you all next time tomorrow of a redo of the W05 of Minnesota Motorsports